Previously on Wonders and Blunders.
I'm Jaro Till.
I'm Lothara.
I'm Jid.
I am Bennett.
I am Quickstream, revealed by lightning.
Oh, that would leave me, Cass.
Frozen Queen, I know you know what must be done. Quick channels all of her magical strength and blasts the orb.
The orb in the center also freezes over, and then this massive explosion of ice comes out, and then Quick shatters.
Gid's gonna turn back. Bennett, we've got to get out of here. And toss another ball of fire.
As you cast magic, that door that was held up on either side, gears release, and it slams shut. And the rest of you see Gid crushed in the mechanism.
Bennett gets up and blood fury in his eyes, runs forward, and he's gonna just throw his axe down to the ground and try to grab the Ankeg's head and pull it open.
And as you start to crack it open, that acidic blood falling onto you and burning your skin, and you just flex through it, and your eyes are glowing with rage as you tear its head in two, and the last thing you see is it lifeless on the ground.
I say we keep going deeper.
Everyone's dead.
We're strong. We can handle it.
You can do that. You can dig deeper if you want to. I'm getting out of here.
No, I'm with Jaro.
I stash the necklace.
Yeah.
And then one other thing on my way out.
When you go to grab a candle holder, it sinks into feathers, and you feel like a bite on your hand, and you move back, and there is a raven, and you back up and feel two hands come over your shoulders. Cass, you see a big jaw coming towards Jaro of something huge behind him.
Jaro, don't stop running, Jaro. Come right through there's something right behind you, Jaro.
So this is going to be Dex +1.
Okay. I guess I'm running towards into the sphere is my goal.
Okay.
You said that there was a door that we saw in there. And the light hit it?
So as the light comes up, it shines into the sphere, and you can see this sort of it's the water droplets around it seem to light up into this aurora, and through that it almost looks like you can see the outside.
Okay, that's
the
what I'm
outside or the door?
It looks like the door to a temple that looks like this.
Oh, okay.
That looked like the one you came through.
All right, so this is a Dex 4.
I'm going to seeing that thing chasing after you. I'm gonna shout for you to keep your lights, and I'm gonna absorb 2 pulls.
Whoa. Oof.
Oh boy.
Amazing.
Okay. So this big snapping jaws come down behind you, and then as you dive out of the water, and then you feel like a splash of a wave behind you as something huge turns around and heads back into the pool. And you're diving into the sphere?
I guess so, yeah.
Okay, so you can't quite reach the sphere, but you dive in under, towards that hole, and you go down the hole. So again, you feel like that sort of gravity holding you, and these water droplets spraying up and moving past you in your face. So you see Jaro go down even farther.
But the orbs are still around that center thing, I guess?
Yeah. And the lights are still there, so the orb is still shining in the background. And now in the water, in that area in the back, you can still hear this sound, and then into the light, this little boy steps out. And they are dressed like they have the body of a little boy, but their head is shaved and strangely smooth. They have that pale white skin. And as they're looking at you, their jaws just kind of agape in wonder, staring at you, and you can see it has huge fang-like teeth, just like the one that you saw in the water. And we're going to go back up to Lothara.
So the hands just got grasped on my shoulder.
Yeah, and you can feel sort of breath on your neck.
Can I just immediately instinctually use a brawl to just elbow whatever it is behind me and try to escape it and keep running down the tunnel?
Yeah.
So if I'm on my own, that reduces it by 1.
Yep.
So it's a pull of 1. Don't kill me, Lilia.
Oh, easy breeze.
Okay. So yeah, you swing around and elbow this thing in the gut, and you turn around and you see Diglin sort of bent over and looks up at you confused. Do you run?
Are you okay, Tickling?
And then she's going to grab your hand, and her hand reaches out, and something you can't see
Yeah.
reaches out and grabs your arm.
Okay. Can I dex away?
Yeah, you can dex to avoid the...
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's going to be +1, yeah.
It's +1?
Yeah, because it's hag.
Oh, right. Okay, yeah. So, pull of 1.
The whole center mass
It's
is
just solid.
Except for that one, which I hope you wouldn't see. Oh, curses. That was my fallback piece.
So you dive like backwards into
Yeah.
the tunnel as these like invisible claws just grasp through the ground right
Yeah.
at your legs.
Yeah.
And then you see these black claws sort of materialize out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And the hand of Diglin like morphs into this long black raven's leg looking.
Yeah.
And you look up and you see like an old woman's face from the eyes up.
Yeah.
With like, she's almost bald. She has like long black hair sort of stringing out to the sides that looks like it's being lifted in this strange breeze. Huge raven's wings spanning almost the whole room. And she has 2 of these big black claws and a long beak sticking out in front with razor sharp teeth in it.
God.
And she is looking at you and she says, "Have you come to join our family?"
Get the hells away from me!
Yeah.
And I'll turn it and run down the tunnel.
So you start like moving down the tunnel. You run to the end where it becomes too small to stand up
Right.
anymore, and then you're
Start crouching.
and then you hear like cawing and cawing behind you, and then like as you're moving, you see feathers start to like flit past your vision. You like glance over your shoulder, and you just see like a wall of feathers just like engulfing the tunnel behind you, and crawling through it is this huge creature. And then as the tunnel gets too small for her, she starts to dissolve into ravens, which are like clawing and flying and running after you. And you make it back to the 4-way intersection.
Fuck. I'm gonna go. I haven't tried the other mouth. I want to go back into the ice cube room.
Okay. So you like you go back into the ice cube room and you make your way down. You just drop
down
onto
the
the
ice.
ground. So again, these would be like dex things, but you're on your own.
Yeah.
So you hit the ground and just start running. And above you, you see the ice tunnels start to get filled up with ravens, which are just like, so you run to the other side and you see the ravens have filled the tunnels in the cube around you. So you can try to brawl your way up through them if you want to go up into the other tunnel.
I want to get into that other mouth.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Go for it.
So it's +1 for being versus the hag?
Yeah.
So that makes a 2.
Because now you're like climbing this ice and fighting off ravens that are like pecking and clawing at you.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Creaking of
Oh my god.
I don't know about that.
Don't do that.
So you're climbing
Oh,
up.
man.
It feels like every once in a while these ravens are like materializing into claws and hands, and they're tearing at you as you make your way up, and you like manage to squeeze through that mouth. And again, it's like your eyes and your mouth are full of like raven feathers. And you crawl your way forward. There's only one way to go in here. There's one tunnel.
Yeah.
And it leads forward. And again, it like opens up into this sort of domed area.
Yeah.
And inside you see a little pedestal.
Uh-huh.
And on the other side of it, you see Diglin hanging upside down, tied up by like these like strange black cords.
Okay.
And she's hanging upside down and has a big stone in one eye that's like glowing. And she's just like, "Run! Don't, not this way. There's no way out. Go back."
I don't think I can go the way I came.
Yeah, now like the ravens have started exploding into the room, and they're like coming down and pecking at you. So you feel another like you like turn around and you see a hand shooting out from the middle of these ravens. Getting out the tunnel here would be brawl. Your patience is 0 right now.
Yeah.
So your patience is 0. You do see a way out.
Yeah?
You see there are some like tattered rags in a corner which are concealing a tunnel.
Fuck, Diglin, I go for the tattered rags.
Yeah, okay. So
Is his patience 0? He's not alone anymore.
Oh, he's not. You have Diglin. That's true.
Got him. Nice.
NPCs count.
Nice.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
So I got to pull to know the thing you told me.
Yeah, one thing.
It's just one pull, though. It's just one pull.
Oh, man. I've never felt more trapped.
It's you or me, baby. You may have spoken too soon.
So you're gonna dive right through that tunnel?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. So you like run, you see these hands like coming out at you, and they like grasp either side.
Yeah.
And you like dive through this tunnel as you see Diglin just sort of like swinging on this rope, and she is like lunging, like trying to get at Lilia as Lilia like materializes and makes her way across the room and like watches you go down, and as you're like sliding away, it's all ice in here.
Okay.
So you are able to use it as a slide to get away quickly.
Amazing.
Lilia like watches you go and then turns back, and you see like a shimmer come up on that pedestal as you drop out of sight.
Hey, we've successfully split the party 3 ways.
Yeah.
My goal is complete.
Yeah.
Proper.
Well, actually, because
horror
you
movie
slide
plot.
and then the floor like falls out from under you, and you just find yourself weightless, and you see the orb that is shining light towards the center area, and you can see Cass, but you are falling.
Okay.
So you'll have to make a dex.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm falling, and I'm no longer alone.
Evan is a witch.
It
Yeah.
doesn't make sense. These
No.
were all like 30 seconds ago, completely solid.
Yeah.
Now another one is
It's
coming.
all weighted on this side because of the
Yeah.
tilt. Like,
So you drop down, and you're actually able to like sort of catch yourself on that orb in the room, and like it doesn't catch completely, but it's solid enough that you're able to
Some, like,
slow
talons,
yourself down, and then land on the ground. So Cass, you see Lothara enter the room, and this child, like seeing that come down, steps backwards into the pool.
Lothara, wait, child, wait. Lothara, where did you come from?
There's another hag. It's full of ravens. Diglin is alive. It's coming after us. Where's Jaro?
He jumped. Jaro did Jaro.
Did you find a way out?
Well, Jaro did, kind of. He's somewhere down this hole, but there's some child in the light. I was hoping to ask questions, but now...
Forget the kid. And I dive down the hole.
You dive down the hole. Okay, great. And Cass, from above, you start to hear cawing ravens, and you see like this ball of ravens sort of start to materialize at the top of the room, and you see Diglin hanging from the bottom of it, like swinging back and forth, still tied up in this black cord, as she starts to get brought down towards you. The ball of ravens materializes into Lilia, and she has these 2 claws like grasped around the rope and is floating down and says, "I have one of yours. What will you trade? What will you give to get her back?" And she flies down and lands on the ground next to you, still
Classically
holding.
making Andy make a deal.
But
It's
can
on
I get
brand.
2 for 1?
Sorry to interrupt.
And holding Diglin up. Diglin's like, "Go, get out of here, go."
Oh, Dylan, we brought you into this, didn't we?
Kids, she's got kids down there. Get them out.
I look at Diglin and I'm patting myself absentmindedly, like trade, and my hands are wet from my robe. And I remember Quick, and I remember Gid. How does Diglin look?
How does she look?
Like, does she look like she's torn up, or is it like the things in her eyes?
This like it looks painful,
Nasty.
but it's not bloody. Like she's not torn up or anything like that. But there is this thing sitting there, and yeah, you can see a rune on the outside glowing.
As the like water vapor is floating around, catching the light, you see Quick reflected in the light. She just like nods.
I'll look at Diglin and I'll look into her good eye, kind of set my shoulders, which are all kind of bruised and stuff, and then whisper something that she doesn't catch, and then I'll fall backwards into the hole.
Okay, you fall. I think Lily is going to try to grab you, so it's going to be a dex to escape.
Oh,
His
but
work.
she's holding on to Diglin,
Yeah.
and she reaches to grab me. If I succeed, can I get her to... Oh, but Diglin's tied up. Too.
Diglin's tied up, but yeah, it could be a two-handed grab.
Yeah. What would I have to add to it to do that?
1.
Just one?
Yeah. That's
Dexterity
a
to begin with?
that's a good extra effect. Yeah.
Well, that's 4 plus 7.
All or nothing.
In terms of knocking the tower over, can I do my roll, look at the roll, and then decide? Or does that count as like starting the pull kind of thing?
I'll let you do that.
Yeah?
If you want to roll, that's checking in with your god on what you should do, for sure.
So I'm like, everything's slowed down. I smile and I say, I'm the spider. And I knock the tower down with the hope that she'll drop Diglin and...
Okay.
Yeah.
So you are like falling backwards. You see her lunge forward, and you actually like get in under that arm. And like, what kind of weapon do you use?
I'm a Genasi cleric of the god of fate. I don't think I have weapons.
So you slap that hand out of the way and you place your hand on Lilia's arm, and this like searing holy energy of Istis comes out and like burns her arm, and she lets go, and Diglin falls into the hole, and then your legs get scooped up under you, and you see below like people starting to sink with that reduced gravity into the hole, that water coming up slowly. You see again, like in the ice, you see Quick sort of like drift off and disappear. Then you see Lilia start to carry you backwards into the dark, and she says, 1 for 1, that's fair, and starts to reach towards your eye. In the tunnel below, we'll start to sink as we rebuild the tower again. So the three of you are kind of floating down, like looking up. You can't see. You see Cass like sort of go over the edge, and then a struggle, and then Cass go, and then Diglin start to drop down towards you through this.
With like raven feathers everywhere.
Yeah, there's like
floating.
Slowly floating down after around Diglin.
As we start like pulling out of the edge of the light as well, I'd start drawing the dancing lights down towards.
Okay. So they make their way down. Now they're just like
There's water
illuminating.
spraying around here too?
Yeah, little water droplets making their way up in sort of a spiraling pattern above you. And then you come down into the lights go below you, and you just see water. Just a big, this is like a large underground lake.
Oh.
And this spiral of water it's just creating like a small, almost like a tornado but just in such slow motion, making its way up towards you. Moving in the opposite direction to your lights.
Yeah, and you see your reflection in the water, and you see Quick you see her reflection next to you.
But is she like tied up with chains, drowning at the bottom? Like
No, she's just like floating, and she's already very pale white, but yeah.
being spooky.
Yeah.
I guess I would take the lights and try to spin them out to see how far out this big room goes.
Yeah. Okay. So you can see this pool is about 100 feet wide. So you're dropping down into sort of right in the dead center of it. And around the outside, you can see there's a small rim of ice, which looks like it's been sheared off. It screams magic to you. Like, this water should be frozen over. It's completely still. It is freezing cold in here. And you're slowly moving down towards this water, which is surely supposed to be ice. But on the outside of this perfectly round circle is just a shelf of ice. And you can see big stone doors with steps leading up to them on one side off to your right.
How far behind am I in this? You jumped down quite a bit before me, I think.
Yeah. I think
Yeah. So you're like down towards the bottom now. Are you going to just go right into the water?
I mean, I don't really think I have a choice.
Okay. You go into, so yeah, you dip down into the water immediately, just like shock. So just like make a patience.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, pull just to like keep your wits about you.
And I guess in that same, I would also start moving towards that steps in the big door.
Yeah. Okay. Starting to swim.
Yeah.
So you're swimming in the dark, just these lights sort of swirling around the top of you. As you like paddle, now all you can hear is like the slosh of the water as you move. And when you look up, you can't actually see the ceiling, but in behind Lothara, you start to lower down into this room, and you can see these lights spinning around.
Yeah, and what I've heard, Jaro?
Yes, yeah.
I don't know. Something's coming behind us.
Lothara, what the hell?
Just swim. Just swim. And I'm just, I guess, floating down towards the water as well.
Yeah. And you're looking down, and as you see like Jaro like swimming towards the other side, you see a huge white snaking form just like moving towards the water, not full speed, but making its way towards Jaro.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. I use my hook shot and
but if you want to use if you think you have an item or something that would be good for this,
You probably have a cool grappling hook.
I probably do, but it's probably magic, which will probably kill me. And I don't want to die yet.
Okay. You also see not too far up above you, like pretty far up still,
Yeah.
but Diglin is coming down and is still tied up.
Oh god. Okay. Yeah. I don't think I have anything clever to do. I'm just gonna wait till I hit the water and start.
Okay, so you're
I
coming
will
down
shout
like
out
right on top of this
right on top of the thing.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah. I'll shout out to Jaro like, there's something in the water. And try.
Not again.
To... I don't know what to do.
Run like a cowboy.
Just land on it, lasso it.
It is pretty close to the top. Like, you can see the water now moving as it moves.
Yeah.
It's moving the surface.
Oh god. But I can't, in the air, like I have no control over. Like
No, you're
it's
just falling
going
straight down. Yeah. Unless you do something to alter your course, you're gonna pretty much land on top of this thing.
I'm gonna see how that goes.
Okay. So you like slowly contact with the water,
Yeah.
and as you touch it, this sort of hold falls off of you. So you dunk down into it. So you
Yeah.
can make a patience to keep your wits about you.
Okay.
In the freezing cold.
Okay.
Oh, solid pull. Easy.
Okay. You land. This thing like slithers to one side, and then it's just gliding around you. And as it moves past, you see on its back, riding it, is the child from above. And it's sort of and it like looks at you as you go by, still like kind of weirdly expressionless, mouth agape. It's watching you.
Yeah.
And as it starts to move forward, it starts backpedaling to keep eye contact with you.
Yeah.
And then as it reaches the tail, just keeps moving forward, and you see it looking back at you, and then it moves up this eel towards the top to get a better look at Jaro.
Yeah.
Jaro, as you like look back when you hear that warning.
Oh, there's no looking back. I keep getting yelled at to run away from things in the water. Like I am just full dog paddling. I don't even think Jaro knows how to swim.
Yeah, okay. How would you like to speed up your swimming if you're going to try to escape? Like, this thing is going to catch you at this rate.
I would like to cast Alter Self to give me a swim speed.
Okay.
Huh.
Magic.
You found it. You found the good one.
No.
I need you to die so that I'm alone and better at stuff.
So,
Zippity boop.
You done?
so you grow like gills and
Fins, I guess. I guess I alter myself toward being like a halfling triton.
okay.
Yeah.
So with that, you start catching more in the water and like smoothly, like without a lot of splashing, are able to sort of dart forward. And I think, not really expecting you to be able to move so fast, this eel picks up its speed, and you can hear and like feel the water moving behind you as it starts to move. This thing is probably about 10 feet long as it, just sort of like swims up towards you. But you climb out the other side onto the, and when your hand hits the ground, it comes up stuck in this like thin layer of web
Oh, God.
that's along the outside here. So now you can feel like you manage to get yourself up, and like the only way you can get away from the water is to like roll. So you end up like sort of stuck and sticking on your back, like pulling up. You're able to snap through them, but with quite a bit of effort. It's hard to move up
I
here.
assume I'm just like a fish out of water, like flopping full force
Yeah.
in all directions.
Now that you're up, you look around, and your lights sort of illuminate as this big white fin.
My lights go out.
Concentration.
Alter Self. Is
Oh yeah.
concentration spell.
Okay. So it's you. So you just friggin' contact the side because it's pitch black in here,
no, what have
and
I
pull
done?
yourself up. So you have no idea how much space you have. You were just swimming as hard as you could in the dark until you hit it and pulled yourself up, and now you're just sort of like, you don't know how much clearance you have on either side. You don't know what's around you. You just know that you're like stuck, and you hear something huge slosh around in the water. And Lothari the eel start to come back towards you.
I've
Come
had
back
nightmares
towards me.
exactly like this.
with the kid on its head, sort of like just perched just above the water, and
Yeah.
like you can see their eyes are like milky white in the dark.
Yeah.
and in the same way your eyes sort of reflect.
Can I glance up and see how far Diglin is away?
Diglin's really close, and it's just like you can see her struggling against the ropes.
Does she look like she's gonna get out on her own, or is going to drown when she hits water?
Is that what you want to use your pull on to find out?
No. I want to take the diamond necklace out
Yeah.
and wave it in front of the kid
Okay.
and be like, hey kid, do you like shinies?
He kind of cocks his head.
This is all yours if you let me go.
I mean, it's still coming towards you.
Yeah.
He doesn't say anything.
But like, could I make that a like patience roll or something?
Yeah, you could do a patience. Yeah, to try to convince it.
Yeah. So like, keep my cool and
Yeah.
try to negotiate with this monster.
Yeah. You do. I'll give you this. When you pull it out, it barely glances at it.
Really?
And it's just staring at you.
You're telling me this is doomed with failure.
Yeah, because like when you like move it back and forth and he's just staring at you.
Okay, I'm hoping that it distracts him.
Okay.
While I pull out the crossbow from the other hand and try to shoot it in the face.
Okay. Go for it.
That would be dexterity, we said?
Yes.
For shooting that? Okay, so 1.
Evan can pull out blocks that are just
I don't know how you keep
Like,
doing it. I keep being like, this is the
stuck
last
the whole
one.
game.
Okay. Yeah, so you pull out the crossbow and fire, and the kid... Are you shooting at the kid or the eel?
I'm shooting at the kid.
Okay. So the bolt like flies out and goes
Bad
into his
rogue.
arm, and he like stumbles backwards and falls off the eel.
Yeah, and then I just start paddling as fast as I can
In
away.
the other direction?
Yeah.
So that's away from Jaro.
Can I try to get, like... Because that's where the door is, right?
Jaro swam towards the door,
Yeah.
so you'd be swimming away from
I guess can I go, like, ladder, like, to the side, like, left?
Yeah, okay.
I want to just create some room from this eel to try and get towards the door.
So it's the kid falls off into the water and starts like thrashing around.
Yeah.
And the eel just starts like roiling in the water. Like the water looks like it just boils.
Okay. Yeah.
And you just start swimming, and then the water goes completely still, and you're going to do a brawl.
You're going to kill me.
Oh boy.
A successful brawl.
Oh, it's only 2?
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. So like you're swimming and you're like looking over your shoulder, you see Diglin land in the water behind you, and the water's just completely still, and you're swimming, and all you can hear is like your breath in the water moving, and this like weird tension starts to rise. You just feel like your muscles stiffening up, the hairs on the back of your neck go up, and just instinctively you look down and just see the teeth coming up from below, just rocketing at full speed. And you put your hands down and manage to grab both sides of its mouth as it lifts you up into the air, as it like fully breaches out of the water with you. And it's like trying to clamp down because your legs are hanging in its mouth.
Oh, God.
And you're just straining and straining to hold its jaws open.
Yeah.
And when it flops out on the side, you manage to throw yourself out of its mouth and onto you like slide to a stop on the ice off to the side as it like dives back down into the water.
Yeah, I just get up and running in the direction of the door.
Okay, yeah. So slowly your feet start to stick.
Can I do any sort of like dex or anything to try and like avoid getting stuck?
Yeah, you could do a dex to try to like get to find the spots that aren't webbed. Dex or patience, but I think they're both the same to you.
Yeah, it's both 1.
My God. Okay.
Yeah.
So you like start to move forward, and you're like paying so much attention to the ground, slowly moving, and like your first boot gets caught, and then you just see like a huge like movement in the water.
Yeah.
Just like this wave getting cast to the side, and you see the eel like halfway up out of the water with the kid just resting and staring at you now with no longer a gape but this angry look as the eel just starts like powering towards you, and you like pull to try to get your boot up out of the ground, and then the ice in front of you just shatters and cracks as the jaws like come over and engulf you and pull you down under. Jaro, you hear all this, you see none of it.
I would like to cast Dancing Lights.
Well, first,
build the tower.
yeah, you need to pull 18.
Oh my God, you're right.
So I think what we'll do for the last one is just like, or no, I don't know. Yeah, I guess you can pull 18. Yeah, pull 18.
I've survived outrunning Lathara.
So you are going to cast Dancing Light, so do magic. 2 more.
Yeah. Oh, great.
Oh, dear God. How did it survive that?
How?
You've dropped so many.
Oh
So
my
good.
God.
Oh no.
Don't fix them now.
do with that?
Now throw it at the top.
So yeah, you again, these little globes of light come up around you, and just in time for you to see that this big gap in the side has been cleared of shattered ice. And you can see that it's like cracking, and the ice is continuing to shatter around this rim, so it's shattering towards you.
Oh, I am going to run towards the door.
Okay, so
Best
you
as I
are
can.
stuck to webs.
Yep.
So how are you going to solve that problem?
I am going to cast Spider Climb.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
And it would detach you from webs?
I feel like you could walk on webs if you have Spider Climb.
We can make it a little broader and say you give yourself spider legs. You know what I mean? Like the magic
no, wait,
is not
I can't
tied
do
to
this, so the
D&D.
lights are going to turn off.
The lights are going to turn off.
You wasted 2 pulls.
So I'm just going to fight my way through the web. And
Yeah.
just like pure adrenaline.
This is not a pull or die. So something bad will happen, but you won't die if you don't pull.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, because if I fail, I'm still stuck where I am, yeah?
You may not still be stuck, but something about this will hinder your future.
No, let's do it.
Usually it like carries over a roll or like a pull to your next pull. You know what I mean? Like,
Okay, let's fail it, because then maybe I'll at least get a chance to see what's in this next room.
okay.
This is my logic. This is my
All I wanted
logic.
was to see the next room,
Yeah.
and then I could die.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm thinking too.
So the ice cracks all around you, and the ice does break up the webs, but now you start to like float out on your own little island of ice.
Correct.
Oh no.
So these little islands of ice now are starting to float out around into the middle of this big lake. So there's no ring around the outside anymore. There's now just ice sheets.
I cast jump,
Yeah,
which is not a concentration spell.
it's not.
Correct.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I knew taking jump was a great idea.
Yeah.
I'll loose that loose guy.
Okay.
Jump, jump, jump.
All right, so you cast jump and you start jumping from ice piece to ice piece. Behind you, like as you jump off the first one, you see the in your lights, the whole ice sheet just tip to the side. And then you jump on the second one, and then under you start to see this white movement. And you see all these ice pans starting to like move and like jangle off of each other, like this creaking sound starting to and you also hear cawing from above.
Yeah, a few of the ice sheets float over towards Diglin, and they're sort of like splashing around her in a circle. And as the water is kind of splashing up onto them, it's starting to form ice, and it sort of like makes legs, and they eventually form into a big ice ghost of Quick.
Spooky.
Yeah, and she pulls Diglin out of the water.
Okay. So yeah, Diglin is like has worked a dagger in and is trying to like get these ropes cut, and just like as the water overtakes her face and she starts to sink down below, you reach down and pull her up out of the water.
I'm afraid death did not end my pact with the Frozen Queen. I'm using my special ability, Matron's Chosen. If you knock the tower over in a sacrifice action, you become your spirit returns as a frost ghost. All of my stats are 3.
Oh.
So if I want to do anything important, I'm going to make 3 pulls at least.
Cool.
Okay.
I'm a frosty ghost.
Took your sweet ass time coming back.
I ain't got no time for ghosts. Fuck it, I'm jumping the hell out of here.
So yeah, Diglin gets pulled up and says, "Thank you. Can we? Can you get us over there? There's kids down."
Oh, yes, of course. And she just starts walking, and as she walks, the water turns into like ice steps for Diglin to follow, using magic.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I knocked the tower over.
3
You
pulls.
keep doing it.
Huh? Thought about that.
Coming back right at the last moment to make my last pulls even harder.
That's right.
Oh, no way.
That was wild.
Insane.
Ghost pull.
Wow.
Okay. So you, start to walk across the water, and this pathway starts to form behind you. And Diglin, like shivering, like covered in water, quickly freezing onto her clothes, starts making her way after you. You can see, in here, you get like an almost ethereal sight. Anything that is in contact with ice in this room, you can see. So you get a good feeling through the water of this big eel moving through. You see Jaro jumping from ice sheet to ice sheet. And you also see 2 more children hiding in the corner. One of them has, and they have you see like a child sitting next to a like dog-sized spider, and then another one which seems to be sitting next to like this bear cub.
I make my way to them.
Okay. So you like make a left turn basically, because they're not next to the door; they're off to the other side.
Okay.
They're sort of huddled in a cave, carved into the ice on the side. And Diglin's just like, "Oh, okay," and starts following you as you make your way over to that direction. And you see them just sort of crouched. And as you make your way forward, the bear and the spider move to the edge of the cave threateningly.
Mm-hmm. Children, I mean you no harm. I am quick. This is my friend Diglin. We're going to rescue you.
And then from above, you hear, "They don't need rescue." And the flapping of huge wings as Lilia starts to like swirl around the top of the cavern. You also feel in the water, Jaro, as you're jumping, those ice pans stop tilting from under you, and the eel turns and swim back towards the other side.
I think as I land on the edge towards where that door is, I turn around and kind of see Lilia or floating down as well.
Yeah. And she's using her wings, so she's like circling the top of the cavern and like making her way down in this sort of spiraling. And she lands in front of you quick.
Mm-hmm.
And she just stands there and sort of like shields her wings out in front of the children. "We'll be rid of you again if we must."
You are in the realm of my lady, and you will not win. These children's souls do not belong to you. And she's gonna like reach out and grab a spear of ice out of the water and hurl it at Lilia. Magic. 3 pulls.
Good luck.
Good luck.
I don't see how this is possible. I don't see 3 pulls to be made here.
Nice.
Oh my god.
Okay. So you, gather up this ice energy and you throw this spear at Lilia. It goes like right through her shoulder and she flies backwards past the kids. And it digs into the wall and you feel this extra pull in this room from the matron. And more ice spears sort of like fire down from the ceilings and walls, pinning her all over like this prison of ice. As she like screams out. Behind you in the water, you feel like a spray as this thing comes up out of the water at you. So you're going to have to do something about that.
Diglin, grab the children and tries to magic the spear, more ice shards into the eel.
Think you're going to get 3 more out of that?
Yes. Sure, you get 4 even.
Oh, jeez.
Wow.
Neo Citron, don't fail me now.
He's in another world.
That was 3, wasn't it?
2. Wow.
Okay.
The Frozen Queen is with me, my friends.
So you actually pull up a huge wall of ice. Just all the water and you just like a ripple effect comes out and you feel the whole chamber here. And you just like raise your hand up and a wall of ice with spikes on the other side like rises up and the creature like cries out as it's just blocked. And even with all that power, you still see it like crack. Like it won't take another hit like that. But Diglin runs ahead of you and says, come with me. And she gets pounced on by this spider. And they start wrestling. Jaro, what are you doing?
I'm opening the door and I'm getting the fuck out of here. Yeah, I mean, like this is kind of on the other side of this area. Yeah, I think I am opening the door.
Okay.
And running scared.
You push on the door.
We're trying at least.
Yeah, and there's so much moisture in this room that it is frozen shut in the middle. But when you're up close to it, like when you put your hands on it, it is freezing cold.
Well, just die.
Yeah, I mean, do I have shatter? Is that a bard spell?
Could be.
I'm pretty sure
Magic is magic.
Just shape stone. Just
You have
make
bardic
your own
secrets.
I do have bardic
Might
secrets. You're
fall
right.
at it.
I guess this is my plan. Yeah, I'll bardic secret shatter.
Okay.
Ooh, big.
All right.
Door. Wow.
Back down and safe. Okay. So you like put both of your hands up on the door and then cast shatter, and the door itself, even like the stone on it, cracks outwards. But you see like a rippling spiderweb effect. The whole wall of this side of the cavern, just this dome of ice. And they start to like splinter along. So the door falls outwards, and you feel like a rush of wind against your face. And you see another one of these long carved out tunnels making its way into the distance.
Great, let's explore. Foolhardily.
Okay. So you start to make your way out, and you can see there's like these spider webs of ice are making their way with you. And inside the cavern, they shatter like along the walls and up, and huge chunks of ice start to fall off the ceiling into the water. The ice surrounding Lilia starts to like crack off, and she gets an arm free and starts tearing these icicles off the wall and crying out. And when she cries out this time, the children sort of like flinch and panic away from her. Diglin says, "Quick, come on," and starts like running with them, and they start just like cautiously making their way across ice sheets as Lilia like frees herself and like caws out and starts making her way towards the children. You can hear all this happening behind you. Do you do anything different?
I think I stop and look behind me. I can't see what's down this hallway.
You can hear all this happening, like you see, but like it's dark in there. You've got your lights with you, probably, right? So like you can see just at the edge of the doorway, the edge of that light, like chunks of ice starting to fall inside. And you just hear Diglin yelling like, "Run, run, 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 run."
Oh, well, I mean, I guess, yeah, no, I'm going to keep doing the Gyrotil special.
Okay.
And just full speed away from all my problems.
Okay, so the whole cavern in here is falling down. Diglin is making her way towards the door. It's just you and her left inside now, quick. So
The kids got out?
the kids are with Diglin, and they're making their way across the ice sheets, but Lilia is swooping on them, like is going to catch them.
Okay. Quick, like she's had actually a serene look on her face this whole time. She just sort of grasps, like clutches her spectral ice hands closed and reaches out. "Don't you touch them, you bitch." And does big magic.
Okay.
Again.
No! You're already dead!
pulling, like, and pulling her hands in towards herself.
So what do you do?
I want to utilize this shattering ice to trap to let the children have and Diglin have an exit, but like block.
Okay.
Like bring the dome in and down, or like past them, and sort of bring everything into the water and try to drown Lillian and encase the eel. Like just bring everything in and freeze it all.
Yeah. Okay. So these chunks of ice start to fall down. You see one about to like fall on Diglin and the kids, and she like covers them up, and it hovers just above them, and you manage to like move it to the side, and you create a big wall that Lilia ends up crashing into, and she tries to scrabble over the top, and another one like comes down and crushes her to the ground.
Yeah, and Quick's like her ghostly braid has come loose, and her hair is floating all around her as she's now like hovering and like making these pulling motions, like swinging the ice around.
Yeah, and like a big chunk of ice passes right through you as you make your way over, and Lilia like bursts out from under the first one as you watch the kids make their way out the door and then pull like a huge ice boulder down to block the door behind them. Lilia like turns to you and starts like, you can see her starting to try to cast a spell, but just over and over again there's just ice crashing into her back, and like a huge chunk comes down and forces her into the water, and you push it down as she like reaches up past it, and then in your final moments you sort of dust into this vapor, and as the vapor drifts across the top of the lake, it just freezes solid, trapping Lilia beneath. And again, things go dark for you. Jaro, you're running down the tunnel as things are like collapsing around you, and you explode back out into the forest. And, and behind you, Diglin and these two children and this dog-sized spider and a large like cub bear make their way out behind you.
And that's why you're the leader.
It was a successful hag hunting party.
Yeah, and Diglin kind of like immediately shields these kids with her cloak. You can see one of them has the spider eyes. She has spider legs coming off of her back, and she has a necklace of a raven's beak with a red gem above it. And you can see the other child who has like a fuzzy face and these like big brown eyes. The other ones are terrifying. This one's kind of cute, but like big fangs and big paws, and is, you know, quite a bit larger than the spider child, and has that same necklace hanging around their neck. And Diglin sort of just like huddles them in close to try to keep them warm and says, "It's okay. We've got you. We're going to get you home." Turns back to you and says, "We're the only ones."
Well, these two made it out as well. To be able to survive that is something altogether. And I think Jaro kind of reaches out and puts an arm on the small bear child.
Mm-hmm.
Make a dex pull.
Sorry.
Hold on, let me make 18 pulls. No, yeah, I'll add those other 3 on. You can make 21 pulls.
Come, Diglin, let us leave this place. Nothing here could have survived.
And we'll end it there. Hello, it's Mike Fardy, your Dungeon Mom. Thank you for listening to episode 36 of Wonders and Blunders. This is the end of our Dread arc. We had an absolute blast playing this, and I can't say that we won't do it again in this campaign, but for now, we'll be back to our regular version of whatever kind of D&D we've been playing up to this point. So D&D again next week. It's a new year, so new year, new us, but not really. We're not really changing that much. Just trying to keep growing. So to help us become the new us, tell someone about the podcast. Just run down the street screaming it. Or do something that like a human being would do. Like bring it up in conversation when someone talks about looking for new podcasts. You can also follow us on social media at Wonder and Blunder, and keep sending us your favorite moments from the show, and we will use those moments to gift inspiration to characters from you. But most of all, keep being the best. We love you very much, and we'll see you next week. Goodbye.